Today, we'll be making this elegant masterpiece. It is called a pop-up explosion photos card. In this video, I'll show you how to make it. Here are the materials needed. If you want, you can pause the video at this time and ensure that you have all the material before we begin. So let's start. So first off, measure a wide Bristol board 40 cm length and 20 cm width. Cut out that wide Bristol board. Next, take a blue Bristol board. Measure it at the same length and width, 40 cm length and 20 cm width. Cut out that blue Bristol board. Taking another wide Bristol board, measure this one at 39 cm length and 19 cm width. Cut out that wide Bristol board. Now we have 3 Bristol boards. Take the 40 cm length wide Bristol board and put 2 dots in the middle of that Bristol board, that is 20 cm length. And draw a line in the middle of that wide Bristol board using the back of a knife and then fold that Bristol board in half. Then you're doing that same thing for the blue Bristol board. Put 2 dots in the middle of that Bristol board, that is 20 cm length, and draw a line in the middle of that Bristol board using the back of a knife. Then fold that Bristol board in half. Take the 39 length wide Bristol board and draw a line in the middle of that Bristol board using the back of the knife and then fold that wide Bristol board in half. Crease all 3 Bristol boards that we just folded really well. Now taking the 40 cm length white Bristol board, place glue on the surface of that Bristol board and stick the blue Bristol board on top of it. Ensure that the middle is creased really well. The middle is the most important part to crease to make these Bristol boards one. Take the 39 cm length white Bristol board, place glue on the surface of that Bristol board on the blue Bristol board on both ends. In the middle of the card, place a 0.5 cm dot. Those are guiding dots. And stick the 39 cm length white Bristol board between those dots. Ensure the middle of the white and blue Bristol boards are one with each other. Crease the middle of them good together. Put in a book and allow to dry. After it dries, inspect the card. Stick any loose ends and trim off any extra edges of the blue bristle border if there are any. Now to decorate the front of the card, take a blue bristle border and measure it at 16 cm length and 12 cm width. Cut out that blue bristle border. Take another blue bristle board and measure it at 17 cm length and 12 cm width. Cut out that blue bristle border. For that 7 cm length blue bristle border, draw a line at 8.5 from the end of that bristle board and cut out that bristle board on the line that you have drawn. Taking a scrap paper, measure it at 15 cm length and 11 cm width. Cut out that scrap paper. Then place that scrap paper on any gift paper that you want to be used in the front of the card and draw that shape of the scrap paper on the gift paper. Cut out that shape. Place glue on the gift paper that you just cut out. Measure 0.5 from the sides and bottom of the 16 cm length blue bristle board and place dots. Then stick the gift paper between those dots on the 16 cm length blue bristle board. Measure 1 cm from the bottom and right side of the card itself and put dots. Then place glue on the 16 cm length blue bristle border and stick it on those guiding dots. Now to decorate the 8.5 cm length blue bristle boards. Take a scrap paper, measure it at 7.5 cm length and 11 cm width. Cut out that scrap paper. Place that scrap paper on a gift paper that you can write on and draw two shapes of the scrap paper on the gift paper. Cut out those two shapes of the gift paper. Place glue on the gift paper that you just cut out. Measure 0.5 from the sides and bottom of the two 8.5 cm length blue bristle boards and place dots. Then stick the gift paper between those dots on the 8.5 cm length blue bristle boards. Measure 1 cm from top and side, left side of the card itself and place dots. Place glue on the two 8.5 cm length blue bristle boards and stick one of the bristle boards on those dots, then stick the other below that one as shown. Now we are going to draw these flowers on these gift papers. An easy way to do that is to take the same 7.5 cm length and 11 cm width scrap paper and draw that shape on the flowers. Cut out both shapes. Then take the same 7.5 cm length and 11 cm width scrap paper and draw that shape on a black carbon paper and cut out that shape. Place that cut out carbon paper on the 7.5 cm length gift paper on the card and place the cut out flowers on the carbon paper and draw the flower. First the top flower and then the bottom flowers. Trace out both flowers over using a dark black ink pen, making the flowers appear very real. Now for the inside of the card. On a scrap paper, draw a L shape length 7 cm with 7 cm at ends 2.5 cm. Cut out that shape, then place that scrap paper on a gift paper of your choice and draw that L shape and cut it out. Place that scrap paper on another gift paper of your choice and draw that L shape and cut it out. Place glue on the L-shaped gift paper and stick them opposite each other on the furthest ends on the inside of the card as shown. Now take a white Bristol border and measure it at 20 cm length and 16 cm width. Cut out that white Bristol border. Now the best way to draw this pop-up explosion mechanism is to look at the drawing with the measurements and draw out such on the Bristol border. I'll leave a drawing with the measurements in the description below. I'll also leave a drawing with all measurements in the description below. So if you want, you can just print out the drawing on a Bristol border. At the end, your drawing should look like this. Cut out all the yellow lines that you see on the drawing. Now make valley bends on all the green lines that you see on the drawing. Finally, make a mountain bend on the blue middle line that you see on the drawing. Erase all the pencil lines and close the card as shown. The line should come together naturally to form the pop-up mechanism. Then crease the mechanism and cut out just the tip of the mechanism. Now if you want to, you don't have to use the white to make the mechanism. You can use any color. You can even double the Bristol border. Draw out your design, cut and fold according to the design in the description. It works just as well. Of course, if you double the Bristol border, the mechanism will be much more durable much more long lasting, and as I said, it works just as well. Back to the white mechanism. Put a mark 10 cm dot from the end in the middle of the card. Place glue on the power mechanism and stick it in the middle of the card. Now taking a black paper, measure and cut out two 7 cm squares. Then take a next black paper and measure and cut out 8 4 cm squares. Then take a white Bristol board, measure and cut out 8 4 cm squares. Then take a white Bristol board and measure and cut out two 6 cm squares. Stick the 6 cm squares, white squares, in the middle of the 7 cm black squares. Then stick all the 4 cm black squares onto the 4 cm white paper and cut out the extra white edges. While the squares are drying, cut out a 26 cm length and 2 cm width rectangle on a white Bristol board and cut out that rectangle. Fold that rectangle in half and stick it to form a strip. Then cut the strip into two pieces 6 cm in length and two pieces 7 cm in length. After the squares dry, stick the 7 cm strips on the flaps on the extreme ends to each other. Then interlock the other flaps of the pop-up device as shown. Close. Make sure it's working. Then stick the 6 cm strip opposite each other under the flap as shown. Now on those two interlocking flaps, stick the 7 cm squares opposite each other. Then stick the 4 cm black squares on each of the 4 ends of the strips and ends of the 7 cm squares to match the design as shown. Now you might have to close the card while the glue is wet and make any needed adjustments to the squares in order to ensure that the card is closing properly. Sometimes what I like to do is stick some squares while the card is in a slightly closed position and then allow the squares to dry completely. That does the trick if some squares are giving trouble adjusting to the turns. Lastly, take a black paper and measure a 20.3 cm square and cut it out and stick that square in the back of the card. Trim off any extra edges of the black paper and there you have it. Here's a blue version of the same card. Please try out this card. It takes some time and some work, but in the end it is definitely worth it. And please like, comment, and subscribe.